What's up guys, welcome back to the home slice. I have my last coarse edge that from my previous testing seems like it might be worth checking out. It's sharpened on a 250 grit EZE Lap diamond stone similar to a DMT or an Atoma. So far the Norton India has been the best results in terms of retained aggression. And the Spyderco Ultrafine actually has had the best tests as we have been cutting up this 40mm manila rope, which I lovingly refer to as ANDE. If you want to see why I'm doing the different tests that I'm doing for edge acuity and edge retention and edge toughness and edge aggression, check out this video up here. This is the first video in this series and I explain a bit more in depth what we're trying to assess here. I have high hopes that this could be one of the good contenders because I've had really good results from this style of edge in other tests, but let's get into it. I should mention that I've taped off the tip of this knife because the other knives that I'm testing are about 3.3 inches and I don't want one of them to have an unfair advantage. This is a 4-inch knife, so I've taped it off at the same edge length as the other ones and that's why that's present. Okay, let's get into it. Alright, that's once through. Easiest edge to get through by far so far. So let's check out the results from that. Oh, very interesting. Very, very interesting. So I usually will end this test when a blade tests over 400 grams on the best because it means that the edge width is no longer very keen, but this is still cutting extremely well, so this is really interesting. Wow. So apparently cutting aggression and best number are not always directly correlated. Fascinating. Let's try to get through the rope again and see what happens after that. Okay, twice through, definitely the easiest second cut I have done so far. That was a breeze. So easy. All right, let's make sure our edge is clean. I suspect that there was a bit of a wire edge that had folded over at that point that tested at 444. And that maybe this number will get better as maybe we've broken off some of the wire edge, but we'll see. No? 470. Interesting. So 470. So slicing rope well, even though it's widened and damaged. Well, let's see if we can get through a third time. And then, as is customary, after our third cut, if we make it there, we do another slicing aggression test and a toughness test. So. Okay, getting much more difficult at the end of the third cut. So this will be interesting to see. However, by much more difficult, I mean like it was way easier than everything else. And sort of joined the others' difficulty level. It became as difficult as all the other ones have been on the third cut towards the very end of the third cut. $413. So all over 400. We'll probably stop the test there. Very interesting, very different result. Opposite result of the Veneve OCB stone. I'm going to do a second test just to sort of double confirm. The Veneve OCB stone, the best number came down, and it was giving readings that it was actually keener or finer edge, but it lost all slicing aggression. The Veneve 400 grit stone. So very interesting. I'm going to test a slightly different portion of edge. Just to sort of independently confirm that we're indeed over 400. Not that I really have any doubts. Yeah. So there you can see that different portions of edge, they dull at different rates. That portion of edge is at 525, so I'll probably average those two. But there is uniformity in the fact that it has gotten dull. Let's quickly do an aggression test. Okay, this test is intended, it's a wedge at a 45-degree angle that I'm trying to push forward and down. And this test is intended to show what slicing aggression is left, and I would anticipate this to be better than the other edges, which usually tested about, they need 9 kilos. They need 9 kilograms of pressure to get through. Oh, bound up there a bit. Sorry, reposition myself here. Okay. To get through this rope, so we'll see if the aggression that is retained on this knife is any better than the others. Yeah, it jumped up there around 9, 8, so pretty similar. I'll go back at the video and look at what the number is more specifically. Okay. My piano leg here, and we'll do a little toughness test. All right. We'll test that specific spot on the bess, and we'll see how much increase there is and how much this style of edge is prone to taking damage from impact. Gotta get the placement right, it's right. .522. So that's the similar portion of edge that I got the 413 reading from. So about 110 grams gained. So interesting results. Okay, so highest aggression, lowest bess, but overall this has been the easiest blade to get through 3 times on the manila rope. So that's a really interesting result. If you'd like to compare that directly to a really good fine edge, I got really good results from the Spyderco Ultra Fine, and I'll put that video right here so you can check out how a fine edge does on this test.